Billy Bobby. Okay. We had to say something. You know you had to say something. Because this motherfucker cannot look more stupid than ever. I mean, every time we think he has done it, that's it, you cannot get any dumber, he does it again. He's like there's a black hole with his stupidity. It just keeps going. I mean, it just keeps going. And you know what's funny is that Bird calls himself like a trade, like he is a master of skills in construction, all that. He is useless. Do not hire this motherfucker. This is a warning to all of you. And we're glad we got that clip because we're gonna share it. It's listen, go watch it. Okay, the backstory before we show you the clip. The backstory is he's using a planer, and a planer is used to straighten wood out to make it nice and smooth and flat, right? But the way he is using it and what he's doing. Okay, watch the video. So many things are going wrong there. Okay. Remember, we said a planer is used to make it flat and nice and straight across, right? Okay, the first thing he's doing wrong is you don't do that from the side. Because when you're gonna use a planer, remember you have to go straight, nice and straight. So if you're doing it from the side, it's hard to control it at the end. So if you're not balancing it correctly because you're going from the side, you'll at the end, at the tip of the wood, you may create a dip. Which means now at the end of the piece of the wood, it's fucked up. So now you have to cut even more of the wood down. You can clearly see that he was doing it wrong because he was holding the top of the wood and then he was shaving it with one hand. You cannot balance it correctly with one hand holding the piece of wood. That's why they sell clamps, idiot. And then you have the other one. What the fuck was that? That is what you call. You think you're people. Listen. When you are cutting the wood and you're shaving it down to make it flat, you are cutting it down to just give it a nice layered, to be nice and flat. You cannot cut too much because then it goes into whatever you cut out your dimensions. So if you need it to be 4 inches, you cannot keep shaving because then it's not gonna fit correctly. You're gonna have spaces in whatever you're gonna put the wood in. It's not gonna fit correctly. So that's why you don't do it from the side. The other thing, since I mentioned the control part, if he's even going to attempt something like that on the side, you need to clamp it. He didn't clamp it. And then at the end, you see this part right here? You see how he fucked up? Then he had to go back and then start shaving it from that end where he fucked up. But when you start to do it that way, you may be cutting too much, so now he's gonna have to go and layer the whole thing again, which again, it cuts into your dimensions. So far, you shouldn't be doing it from the side, right? You should at least fucking clamp it. He didn't do that, right? Now, the other stupid shit, you saw how he, in the beginning, when he went to shave, right, in the beginning, the dust, which he should be having a vacuum connected to it, he didn't have a vacuum connected. He just had it thrown to the fucking floor to just clean up more. Was now pointing up. See, that goes into labor cost. You see what I'm saying? When they start doing shit like that, they go, well, I have to clean. No, because you did that shit. So you're charging more because of your fuck-ups. But anyway, let's get here there. So now, he starts off when he doesn't have arm room to really shave it correctly. So what did he do? With the dust blowing down, that's the correct way, it should be pointing down. He goes to the other side, so what happens? So now it's upside down in the sense that now it's gonna be blowing from the top. So instead of taking the cap and moving it to the top, so he can cap it, so it won't blow all over your face, the fucking stupid idiot just went with it. I can't. What the fuck is stupid motherfucker? All he had to do was cap it, but I mean, the fucking no. He's stupid motherfucker. He is a stupid. Oh my god, I can't. This too much. Listen, he makes for good. He makes for good, like, you know, person that you want to do fucking bloopers. We gotta make a meme on that shit. This shit just blowing in his face, and he's just like, yeah. I can't. This is too much. Oh shit. I mean, people, come on. It's blowing in his face. Oh my god, people. Now, think about this. Dust is throwing all over your face. So what are you going to do? Your eyes are going to be closed or really squinting. Remember, what is your goal? To make sure that the wood is straight. If your eyes are closed, which that's what happened at the end, see, he fucked up. Because first, he didn't have it clamped, and second, because he couldn't see. And he still... Listen, that is what we call America's most funniest video shit. Because he is supposed to be this master tradesman, and the fucking shit is blowing in his face, and he keeps doing it. That's like stupidity at the nth degree. That is called stupidity and beyond. I mean, that's how stubborn and thing he is. That he couldn't just stop, humble yourself, and go, okay, wait, let me get the vacuum or whatever. No, he wanted to make it seem like what he was doing was correct. And if he thinks that way was correct, he is fucking useless. You don't want sawdust, first of all, go in your eyes, and God knows you may get a fucking something stuck in your cornea or something like that. Then you don't want to be breathing it into your fucking your nose, and some of the particles get into your lungs. You know what can happen there? It could develop into something like cancerous. So what he's doing is this health-wise horrible. Construction-wise, just as bad. This is why he has to do work over and over again, and it takes him probably a month to do one fucking project, because he is just useless. He is useless. He is no way qualified to do any type of construction work. Listen, that's a new fucking damn exposure. We're gonna make sure we let these contractors know, whoever's fucking hiring this fucking cocksucker, any fucking damage that happens, or someone fucking gets hurt because of his poor construction, or lack of construction skills, they will be liable. And we will tell all the neighbors, if something goes wrong in your home, sue this motherfucker. That is dangerous. Someone come into your house and this is how they work. This is how they do construction work. You may have a fucking wall falling on you. I mean, you never know what can happen. And the thing about it is, when it comes to construction, in the beginning, things hold up, right? It just holds up. But as time goes on and the stress of whatever you're doing builds up on whatever you built, if it's not constructionally built correctly, it will start to wear. And then eventually it will break. But by the time it breaks, it'll be a year, maybe 2 years later, and how can you blame the person that put it there? They know that. That's why they do it that way. That's why they rush it and they just fucking plop it up there, because they know by the time it falls apart, you cannot blame them. But guess what they will do? I can fix it for you. Oh, you can fix it for me? Yes. You should have done the right thing in the beginning, you fucking useless pig. We keep playing it inside all that fucking dust, and he cannot see, and he's working on a piece of work. This is who is working on your homes. Now we're speaking to the person that may be watching this, that gets a flyer. This is what he's doing to your home. You have to make a decision now. Is this the type of work you want done? Because if a person does not put loving care into his own home, there's no way he's going to do it in your home. Your home is your home. Your home is your paradise. It is your safe haven. It's your place where you're going to be at comfort. You will want to make sure you do the best work in your own home. And if he cannot do the best work in his own home, what makes you think he's going to do it in your home? There's no way he will be able to do it in his home, because he can't do it in his. That is what you have to be careful with. You may be happy with the subpar work that he's doing, but it's subpar. And when it comes to construction work, a lot could go wrong. A lot. Shit could start collapsing and all that. So we recommend that you go and make sure that someone inspects it and make sure that it is structurally sound. Because the way he's working, by this right here in his own home, that's up to you now. You have to decide whether that is the type of work you want done in your home. And he's going to say, no, that's not what I'm going to do. That's my house. It was a little project. No matter what it is, no matter what work you do, you should always want to put 100% into it. Always. Especially if that is your skill. Especially when you are now broadcasting it to the world. You should show your best work. And obviously, that is his best work. You don't go on YouTube to show horrible work. You go on YouTube to show your skills. And that right there is not a skill. That is amateurish at best. You do not do that. You do not do it on the fucking side. He didn't clamp it. He didn't attach the vacuum to it, which means the dust will go all over your fucking house, all over your fucking vents. You're going to be breathing in sawdust forever, or he's going to charge you extra money for his hours of cleaning his mess. There's a lot can go wrong. God forbid if he's doing something with fiberglass and all that, which, could cause cancer depending on, listen, it's up to you. This is his work. Alright? And in the following clip, we're going to show you the other work when he was destroying towels. And he thought it was funny, and the whole yard was littered with broken towels. Littered. And you're going to be charged for that. He's going to make sure, it's not going to come out of his pocket.
Wow. Fuck
Here you go, dog. Here's all my broken tile.
Oh, shit.
Look at. Like, drilled this one wrong. You know what I mean?
So, be mindful. This is for all of you out there. Now, move away from Bird. Anyone that's going to come to your house to do any type of contractual work, make sure it's done correctly. Alright? Just make sure it's done correctly. That one thing done incorrect in your home, you might wind up spending thousands and thousands of dollars more because the person was incompetent in doing it. One small thing could turn into a disaster. One small thing could turn into a disaster. If he's putting up a wall and it's not structurally sound and someone leans on it, or the house is settling, because house settles as it rains, the house will start to settle and the house will start to shift a little bit. And if the walls are not structurally fine, you're going to get a crack. And then a crack could turn into something different. And depending on where the crack is at, and you have pipes or you have electrical work going through it, and the fucking wall collapse, you have now electrical issues going on. Electrician costs an arm and a leg. Then if you have fucking piping, you have to now get a plumber, right? I mean, there's so much to go wrong for a simple little mistake when it comes to construction work. Just remember, especially when you see something like this, do not get fooled by their portfolio. They will come to you and show you their best work. But if their best work took them 4 times longer than it should, that's a problem. So they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you how many times they fucked up to even get it that way. And maybe it got that way because they had to redo it so many times over. Of course it's going to look perfect. They had to redo it 1,000 times. So a portfolio in and of itself does not prove that a fucking contractor is up to par. You just don't know. So there you go, people. These useless. Who the fuck using your planer and then have the sawdust blow into your fucking face? He probably thought it was sperm. That's why you can't go. Listen, I can't anymore. So that's it. We had to do this one. This is too funny. Take care, everyone.